Ryan Poles has made a trade, and no, it's not the one we've been speculating about, but it is a trade for a backup offensive lineman, which could be a starter potentially if he does beat out some guys in camp or if we do suffer injuries. But we traded a 5th round pick for guard slash center Ryan Bates from the Buffalo Bills, who, if you guys remember, Ryan Poles tried to sign this guy back in 2022 when he was a restricted free agent, but unfortunately the Bills matched his contract back then. But now, 2 years later, Ryan Poles gives up a 5th round pick to get the guy he was hoping to acquire back in 2022. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears news update video, which I'll be doing anytime the Chicago Bears news going on. So subscribe to my channel if you guys want my thoughts on latest breaking Chicago Bears news, which is going to be a lot of in the coming weeks, especially next week, because free agency unofficially begins on Monday of next week. So we're going to be hearing about which players Ryan Poles is going to sign very soon. So keep on your post notifications, your video notifications, if you guys want, you know, my reactions to all those signings. But Ryan Poles got in on the action early by trading a 5th round pick for Ryan Bates, who I'm assuming is going to be a backup on the Bears offensive line. He very well could be a starter though at center, especially if the Bears do draft a rookie center. It could be beneficial to bring that rookie along slowly, develop him on the bench, and put Ryan Bates, you know, at starter, and he can hold down the fort while that rookie gets up to speed. Or if that rookie does beat him out in camp, even better. Okay, then we got a, you know, decent quality backup on the bench. So like, no matter which way you look at this, if it's going to be a starter level acquisition or if it's going to be a high quality backup, I do like this move because the Bears badly needed better quality depth on the inside of the offensive line. It's been an issue for the past couple years, and especially with all the injuries that Tevin Jenkins suffers and Nate Davis last year, he also got injured. The Bears needed a guy that can play both guard spots and center, and Ryan Bates is that guy. So I know it sucks giving up a 5th round pick this year because now we only have, I believe, 5 picks in the draft, right? We have 2 1st round picks, we have a 3rd round pick, and we have 2 4th round picks. So yeah, right now we only have 5 picks in the upcoming draft. So I can guarantee you Ryan Poles is going to acquire more picks by, you know, probably trading Justin Fields, probably trading back in the draft at some point. I don't think he's going to be trading back for number 1 because it's basically guaranteed at this point it's going to be Caleb Williams according to all the news reports around the NFL. But I think we could trade back from pick number 9, maybe some other pick to acquire a 4th round pick, another 5th round pick, because only having 5 picks, I don't think Ryan Poles is going to like that. But I am okay with giving up the 5th round pick, even though it is a little bit pricey for being only a backup. If he is only a backup, I'm still okay with doing that because in the 5th round, you probably were not going to get a guy as good as Ryan Bates or with as much experience as Ryan Bates, obviously, because in the 5th round, you would be getting a rookie. But instead, we got a guy that's played in the NFL before that has experience working at guard and center. He's 27 years old. He's going to be on a contract for 2 more years at only about $4 million per year. That's not that bad at all, okay? To get those 2 years of contract control when, you know, the rookie you'd be drafting in the 5th round would have 4 years of contract control, but that rookie probably would not be as good as Ryan Bates because Ryan Bates already has played in the NFL and he's, you know, performed pretty adequately. I'm totally okay with making this trade, even though I know some Bears fans hate giving away more draft capital. Building up the offensive line is always important, especially with a likely rookie quarterback playing here in Chicago. Okay, I don't want to keep on repeating the same mistakes of not having a good enough offensive line for a young quarterback. But let's talk more about what Ryan Bates is going to bring to the Chicago Bears. So obviously he is very athletic, just like every single offensive lineman that Ryan Poles has acquired during his time as Bears GM. If you look at his RAS back from 2019 when he's coming out of Penn State, very high, okay? 9.54, one of the most athletic offensive linemen in that class. Very good speed, very good lateral movement ability, very good movement ability in general, and you need to be able to move in the scheme that the Bears are running under Shane Waldron, just like was the case under Luke Getsy, and he definitely does fit the scheme from that point of view. This is the guy that can move, and it's the guy that can also have that mauling ability too that I know the Bears crave, the ability to get guys on the ground and also move to the second level. I watched some Ryan Bates film back in 2022 when I thought the Bears were going to sign him because it seemed likely, and there was a lot I really liked. Okay, I was pretty excited about Ryan Bates coming to the Chicago Bears to presumably be the starting guard or center back then, and obviously it didn't happen. We had Sam Mustipher and Cody White here starting instead, but since then, okay, since I watched his tape from before 2022, he did actually start a lot of games for the Bills in 2022, which I'll be curious to watch more of how he did when he did start all those games. He started 15 games in 2022, and according to PFF, you know, they gave him a decent grade in 2022, like 61.8, which is basically just adequate. It's not great, it's not amazing, but it's okay. And that season, when he did play 945 offensive snaps in 2022, he only allowed 1 sack. Did allow 28 pressures though. So he's not elite. He's not top of the NFL at guard or at center, which is to be expected for a 5th round pick. You're not going to get an elite guy, but you are getting a guy that knows how to play on the inside, can hold his own for sure. And if you look at the other years he's played in the NFL, just going year by year. So he was drafted in 2019. Obviously, he appeared in 8 games in his rookie year. Didn't start any. He appeared in 16 games the following year, and then 17 in 2021, and actually did start 4 of them. And then obviously in 2022, he started 15 the majority of the season. So mostly a backup for the Buffalo Bills, as you guys can tell, but when he did have to start, he did pretty decently. And when he was a backup in the other years, when he, you know, came in on occasion, game by game, he played pretty well for them. Okay, there was a reason why the Bills wanted to bring him back in 2022, even only as a backup, and even matched the Bears contract offer that we gave him in 2022 to be a starter. The Bills matched that only for him to be a backup, and good thing they did, because they needed a lot of him in 2022 when he started the majority of the season. And guys, knowing Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham's background scouting offensive linemen, I trust them if they really like what they saw in Ryan Bates. Okay, they've added some high quality pieces to this Bears offensive line in the last 2 years they've been here. Okay, Braxton Jones, obviously on the right side, you got Darnell Wright. Nate Davis has not been a great signing. I'd say he's been okay at the very best, but they did draft Ja'Tari Carter on the inside that has had a couple good moments, you know, as a backup guard, right? So I do know these guys know offensive line play, and if they're willing to trade a 5th round pick, that must mean they really do like him and really value him as interior offensive line depth. And like I mentioned earlier, this gives the Bears more flexibility in terms of what they want to do on the inside at center, right? Because you already know now that Ryan Bates can play the center spot if need be. He's played a bunch of snaps at center during his career as a backup and even as a starter some snaps, right? So, you know, if you do want to go after a rookie a little bit later and put that rookie on the bench to develop him, you can do that now because you got Ryan Bates in the building and you don't have to overpay a free agent center. But if you do want to go after a free agent center still, you can do that because you're not paying Ryan Bates a crazy amount of money, and for a 5th round pick, like, that's not a massive investment in the guys. So I totally do understand where Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham were coming from trading for Ryan Bates. Let me know what you guys think about this trade in the comments down below. Personally, I'm okay with it. I like it. It's not like an amazing, extraordinary trade, but getting high quality backup depth on the inside, like, how could you possibly complain about that? Especially for a rookie quarterback, likely. Like, I want that rookie quarterback to have as good of an offensive line as possible, unlike all of our other previous quarterbacks. So, you know, leave your comments down below. There's going to be a lot more news coming very, very soon. The Bears could potentially franchise tag Jalen Johnson tomorrow. Tomorrow is the franchise tag deadline, so keep an eye out for that potentially happening. I'll have a video out if that does happen. And trading Justin Fields also could happen very, very soon. Okay, I know that Ryan Poles wants to get it done before free agency, but it seems like his market is not as strong as people thought it was going to be, unfortunately, at least according to reports, but we'll see what happens with all of that. Leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.